Greetings everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Challenges Guide. And for those who are new to this series, the weekly challenges are a set of 5 races that usually go live Thursday night or Friday morning depending on your region. And it usually consists of 4 races that are already in game, may need to be unlocked via the menu books, while there's a 5th one specifically made for that week. And the purpose of these guides is to give you an overview as to what these races offer. And that could include the aspiration, tire wear, fuel use, and even single makes. So, let's get to it. Kicking off with the American FR Challenge 550, with the performance points of 550. It's a 2-lap race at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna, Seca, and requires a road car from the United States with an FR drivetrain. So you'll find plenty of those. For this example, I'm going to use this Camaro that I recently built up as a GT4 car. And just for your viewing pleasure, here's a peek at the setup that I'm using just to get you started there. Feel free to adjust as you want. Now, as far as this goes, the corners to consider here: turn 1, a 2nd gear, and be very careful with that. Turn 3, 3rd gear with a slight lift, avoiding the inside curb. Turn 5, down to 3rd gear and gradually back on power, just to balance the acceleration there. Corkscrew / turn 6 as a 2nd gear, enter into the middle and on the side. And of course, turn 11, 2nd gear on exit. Be very careful on power is the main thing here. Next, the Silvia sisters has suggested performance points of 500. This is a 3-lap race around Willow Springs International Raceway, streets of Willow, as opposed to the big track. And this features nothing but Nissan Silvias, along with the Silvia 80 and the 180 SX. So, as long as it's one of these models, you should be good to go. Me, of course, I'm going to pull out the trusty Silvia Spec Car Aero that I've already tuned before for previous races. Now, as for this track itself, the corners to consider here are turn 1, 2nd gear, hug that inside as much as you can. Turns 2 through 6 are 2nd and 3rd gear corners. Be careful on power there. Tends to not be long, but they are sharp enough for you to make a mistake. Turn 7, 2nd gear, and use that banking to hold the car, even get a good run out of it. And turns 11 through 12, 2nd gear, and gradually get on the power as you see the inside curve. It's a very tight and tricky corner to exit out of, so try to nail that as best as possible. Next is the Hypercar Parade, 7 laps around the Autodromo, the Interlagos, and you use a road car, as I'm using in quotes, which you can't see, due to this stuff that you can use, including the car that I'm going to continually use because, well, they're not telling me I can't use it, and that's the Ferrari FXXK. And you already know the drill as to what cars you could use for an easy win. Corners to consider, however, turns 1 through 3, 2nd gear, gradually on power as the corner widens for the 3rd corner. Turn 4, 2nd gear, and you want to try to use as much of that curve as possible. Turn 5, 2nd gear, hold on to power through the middle until exit. Very tricky, that one. Turn 6 through 8, 2nd gear, and finally turn 10, 2nd gear, and exit on power as soon as you see the curve. Very tricky course to we'll figure out. Next is the World Touring Car 700 with 10 laps at the Red Bull Ring. And this features 10 times fuel use and 7 times tire wear. So it's one of those races there. Now, while this is a mostly Group 4 race, you don't actually have to use a Group 4 car. Of course, for me, I'm deciding to use one just because I want to show off a livery there. And that's with this GR Supra race car I have here. And, as my usual recommendation, I recommend you get racing mediums, so I'm just going to purchase those there and change those, as these are the Alto tires I usually recommend for these 10-lap races. So again, corners to consider: turn 1, brake straight as possible, into 2nd gear, avoid that inside sausage as that will throw you off balance. Turn 2, 1st gear, make sure to kiss the inside curb and gradually get on the power, avoid hitting that curb as it will send you off. Turn 3, second gear, careful on power. Turn 5, second gear, late apex on entry, careful with the curb on the right side. And turn 6 through 7, third gear. And obviously racing manual is recommended, short shift for fuel saving, and you can use the Aston. Just remember 3 clicks down on power and racing cards, and that should be good to go. And finally, for the special event, Honda Civic 1 make. It's a 4-lap race around the Tokyo Expressway East, Clockwise. And features, well, you guessed it, Honda Civics, just like the first time. Now, there is a pleasant surprise in there that I'm not going to spoil here. I want you to experience that yourself. But what I will tell you is that there are wet conditions. So while I am pulling back out the Hypercar touring car that I've already used before, I did hear that there was rain. So as you can see here, I brought out the intermediates just in case it was pretty bad. Thankfully though, as I would find out on my first attempt, not really. So if you're using racing cards, it's okay. Turns to consider, turns 1 and 2, second gear. Turns 5, fourth gear, and be smooth because there are some wet spots, and also that corner is very easy to get loose and wash out. Turns 7 through 10, third gear, gentle lift depending on the car for the exact same reason. And turn 11, second gear, late turn in to get a better power on the exit. So that's it for this week's edition of the Weekly Challenges Guide. Hope you enjoyed this, whether you just tuned in to these or you've been into the game in a while. If you enjoy these go up every Friday at 2 p.m. And if you want to see more of these, then you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. So, see you in the next video.